Hello, everyone, and welcome to the GA100 informational webinar. What is the GA100? GA100 is a partnership between the Atlanta United Foundation and the Local Initiative Support Corporation with the goal to create up to 100 mini-pitch soccer fields across the state of Georgia, leading up to the 2026 World Cup Games. We are currently in phase 2 of the program, and we anticipate funding 16 mini-pitch soccer fields in underserved communities throughout the state of Georgia. The focus is on low to moderate income neighborhoods that demonstrate youth soccer programming and safe community access to these fields. Matching grants of dollar for dollar are available up to $75,000. So that if GA100 grants you an award of $75,000, you will need to demonstrate that you have the match funding of $75,000. Organizational eligibility criteria. To qualify for GA100 funding, organizations must, 1, be a community-based organization, nonprofit, elementary, middle school, or high school, serving a neighborhood consisting primarily of low to moderate income families and individuals throughout the state of Georgia. Schools must demonstrate access and ability of local community organizations to utilize the field as well. You must have at least one full-time staff person. All volunteer organizations will not be considered. And the reason we do that is because we want to know that there is someone that will be dedicated to overseeing the construction and the development of the actual site. The organization must be in existence for at least 3 years, have a track record in real estate development, community development, or athletic programming, be a 501c3 tax-exempt organization and have a tax-exempt status or a state school tax-exempt status, and must be located within the state of Georgia. Application procedures. Proposals should be submitted to sportsandrec@lisc.org as listed here. It should include your project name in the email when you send it and the GA100 in the subject line. And all proposals should be submitted in Word or PDF form. Proposals should include the following: a cover sheet that lists the organization's name that's applying, the address, phone number, email, and the contact person, with the project description and address of the actual project site. It should include a narrative which should not exceed 5 pages and should include a brief history of the organization, specifically your mission, history, accomplishments, with a focus on the ability to complete the project. Should include a description of the project, timeline, budget, match funding, the history and significance of the location, current condition of the current location, and proposed improvements to the location. So if it is a new site that's being built, or if it's an existing mini-pitch soccer field that is being renovated, we need to have that information. And note that mini-pitch fields should be at least 60 feet by 90 feet, or can be 90 feet by 150 feet, but we will consider accommodation of other field sizes for a specific audience, and that will be at the GA100's discretion. The proposal should also depict the impact on community, specifically the number of youth served, overall community usage, programming partners and leagues, and any additional sports or activities that will be hosted on the field in addition to soccer. And your proposal should also include organizational and project attachments as requested in the RFP. Specific organizational attachments that are required for nonprofit organizations, we need a copy of your IRS 501c3 determination letter, your IRS W-9 form, 2 most recent audited financial statements, preferably 2018 and 2019, your most recent IRS 990 form, preferably 2019, and a current list of your organization's board of directors, including project attachments should include project timeline for the renovation and the construction of the mini soccer pitch field, commitment letters from your match funding sources, a detailed 5-year maintenance plan and corresponding budget, and that should be separate and apart from the construction budget, field design plans, including design images or any renderings you have of what the field will look like once completed, any environmental reports if necessary, if the site is a former brownfield, or we want to know that EPA and has cleared it for construction. Any letters of support and joint usage agreements from users of the field, community organizations that support the program and the project, and a current list of youth soccer league organizations that will utilize the field, including contact information for those leagues, and a current list of other youth sports organizations that are non-soccer and activities and users that will utilize the field. Selection criteria will be based on the following: feasibility of the proposed project. How realistic is the project's budget and scope? Project readiness. Is funding for the entire project been identified? What is the expected timeline for completion? Impact on neighborhood and support from the community. Who and how many people will be impacted? Are other community groups in support of the project in the neighborhood that you're working in? And who are your partners? Match funding. Have you secured the minimal local match, which is dollar for dollar? Has it been identified and documented so that even if you do not have the cash in your hand right now, but if you have an organization or an individual that is willing to contribute the match, we would need to see that in writing on their letterhead. They need to submit documentation to you for that you can include with the proposal. Security and maintenance. Once the project is completed and the field is done, who is going to maintain the field? Is there a separate budget and 5-year maintenance plan in place? We would need to see that. Organizational capacity. Does your organization have the experience, the partners, and resources to successfully manage this project? And recreational programming. For existing fields, is there existing programming currently on the field? And for new construction, what is the proposed programming? How many youth and adults will actually have access and use of the field? Timeline. The RFP has launched already. It launched October 1st. The proposal deadline is April 1st, 2021. We will be involved in the proposal review process from April 1st to April 30th, 21, and we will be making recommendations to the Atlanta United Foundation, and we expect that award notifications and announcements will be announced in May of 2021, but that will be determined on a number of factors and timeline, and depending on how many applications we get in and the review process. For additional information, you can contact me, Beverly Smith, at LISC Sports and Recreation at the email there. It's sportsandrec@lisc.org. Abby Lutzenkirchen at the Arthur M. Blank Foundation, and her email is listed there. And Marissa Ahrens, who is the Manager for Community Relations for Atlanta United. We will definitely send out the information from this webcast to all participants. It will be available online at our website. And if you have further questions, please reach out to us, and we can certainly answer them. We expect that we will hold a second webcast just as a follow-up, more around the end of January, so that during the process of you preparing your proposals, and if you have additional questions or concerns, we will definitely try to address them as well. And with that, if you have any questions, we can begin to take a few questions now.
Okay, so I'm going to start unmuting people so any of these questions go.
Okay, we're breaking up. Kwame, do we have questions?
None so far. I'm going to unmute so people can just ask them directly.
Okay.
Christopher, I see you have your hand up. Can you hear me? Can you speak? Let's see.
Okay, so is it easier to use the chat box?
Yeah, you can also put your question in the chat if you have any problem saying the question. So if anyone has another question, they can also put it in the chat.
Okay.
I believe we have two questions. The first one is from Chris Miner.
Okay.
Are government agencies eligible, or will we have to?
Are government agencies eligible? If we're talking about Parks and Rec or school districts, they are eligible. And with Parks and Rec, we would want to know that you are working with the local community and demonstrate that there are other nonprofits that you are working with in the community around that. School districts have their own, most of the time, have their own nonprofit status, and so those would be two agencies that we would look and favor highly.
Okay. We have a second question from Christopher Bray. His question is related to the income requirement. It's a Special Olympics group that serves athletes from various income backgrounds. Some are low, some are middle, some are high. Would they still be a candidate for this opportunity? How will they demonstrate or meet the income requirement listed here?
What you could do is within the community that you're planning to develop the project is check with the school district and just see how many or what percentage of youth in the community qualify for free or reduced lunch, and we will take a look at that. And that you should be able to get from the local school district within the community that you plan to develop the field in.
There doesn't seem like we have any other questions. Again, like you said, I'll send this recording out in the PowerPoint to everyone. And if you have further questions, like Beverly mentioned, you can email sportsandrec@LISC.org. Oh, real quick, Beverly, Christopher Bray had a follow-up question. He says, our program operates without boundaries. Can we use information from all the counties they serve?
No, we need the information from the county that you expect to develop the field in.
So the physical.
The physical, location. Right. The physical location of where the field will be located is the information that we need. And it would be helpful if in your application you can talk about some of the other counties that the kids are coming from and how they are able to access the field.
Okay, if there are no other questions, again, we'll send the PowerPoint out. We also have more information on our website, LISC.org, under sports and recreation. And again, you can also email us at sportsandrec@LISC.org. Anything else, Beth?
Nope, thank you for your participation, and we are looking forward to reading your proposals and hopefully being able to provide assistance through the GA 100 program.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.